All right, what's going on?
Not too much. Just had a good lift and just hanging out now.
Yeah, a lift, huh?
Yeah, lift at 4 every day.
Every
Most
day?
days. Not Wednesdays or the weekend. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Really? So then when's
Yeah.
your practice?
9 a.m. Same days.
Really?
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. Because ours are more structured like I think we lift 2 to 3 times a week depending on how it works out, and that's in the morning. And then our practice is will be in the afternoon, and I assume that's because of like classes and military obligations and stuff. Um, so yeah, that is that nice having it at 9 a.m. practice?
It's the best. I love it
Really?
because
Okay.
I mean, last year it was an afternoon, yeah, and when I was at Iowa it was an afternoon. But I like just being able to get it done with because I'm not just sitting around and be like, oh, I got to get ready for practice all day. I get to just wake up, knock it out, and the rest of my day is mine.
Is it hard to schedule your classes around that or not really?
I mean, kind of, but
Okay.
there's a lot of online classes. Like I was all online this semester, so
Are you
it's
serious?
just, oh yeah, it was awesome. So I go in after practice and I just grind out a bunch of work and assignments and it's easy. But yeah, there's some guys that got to leave class or leave practice like 20 minutes early sometimes because they have
Really?
class, but that's
Hmm.
not uncommon for afternoon practice. Like people show up late for those anyways.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah,
part of the deal.
there's probably like honestly, there's probably really no perfect time unless you do it at like and even at like 7 o'clock at night, which sounds ridiculous, but like I mean, yeah, there's probably
No, I
conflict
agree.
at any point.
Yeah.
Do you like the online
No.
classes then?
Oh, I love them.
Really?
I mean, it just depends.
Hmm.
Honestly, it depends on the professor. Like sometimes it's easy for a professor to just not respond to you. Like they'll grade an assignment crappy, and you'll like ask for feedback, and like one of my professors just kind of ignored me, which I ended up getting a good grade in the class anyways. But it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't really happen with in-person classes.
Yeah. 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 You can just class is over and you write in their face like, "Hey,
Yeah, like
please."
you can't avoid me, but
Yeah. I
that's all
mean, yeah.
right.
The other thing would be just to find their office, like, and just like, go down during their office hours and be like, "Hey, buddy."
Yeah, I should have gotten her face, but that's
Uh,
not really my style. I thought about it. I just let it go.
yeah. What's your major?
It's multidisciplinary studies.
Mostly.
Multi,
Oh,
like,
multi.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What's that consist of? Like, what is the field of multidisciplinary studies?
If you want my honest answer, couldn't tell you. I
Then
just know
why?
I'm learning a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Like no, like there's not like one specific area I'm really focused on.
How did you get into that?
My advisor said it would work for getting a lot of my credits transferred, and
Ah.
so that's where I'm at. I'm looking at changing it, but
Hmm.
we'll see. I don't have that much long in college, much left
Yeah.
in college anymore.
What's that feel like?
It's kind of it's crazy. It's kind of scary because I don't know if I want to keep wrestling or go into the real world, but
Hmm.
I'm hoping I can turn it up a notch this next year and really figure it out.
Yeah. So did you have like a major at Iowa or, since you were only there for what, 2 years, I don't
Yeah.
know if you like figured it out or anything.
I was just like an open major my first
Mhm.
year or like half a year, and then I did education. But
Okay.
then I did all like my undergrad education classes, and I was like, I don't know if this is for me.
Hmm.
But so then now it's just been off the rails since then.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out. Should take it more seriously.
Hmm. What do you like to do?
I mean I just really love wrestling and I want
Yeah.
to my end goal I want to be a coach, but I know like without success, I have to have kind of a backup plan, which would be what I'm studying, but I don't know how that's working out. Ideally
Mhm.
coaching, but
What do you mean without success?
I mean all the coaches I've seen have had pretty good success in their collegiate career. and I don't think I'm at that level yet. Like I know I'm very knowledgeable of the sport, and I mean I love the sport. Everything I do is like involved in wrestling, but I just need to like make my mark in my own individual career so that I can get these opportunities to come.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I mean, there's some truth in that. Um, I'll tell you, our head coach, Sam Barber, do you know his accolades?
I do not know.
He went to Upper Iowa. Like, I mean, I don't think he has anything stellar.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Nate Engel was at Oregon State. I don't think Pat Papalizio, I think he has a little bit, but like, there's some guys out there that, I mean, as long as
Yeah.
you're, I think I just don't want you to sell yourself short that like if you don't achieve your goals, that doesn't mean you're not going to be a good coach. I guess not
Yeah.
to be a pep talk here, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
you
yeah.
could be a good coach without having uh these high accolades.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is it just comes easier.
True,
These good opportunities. I mean,
true.
if I'm one of the best guys in the country, then they can be like, "Oh, I want that guy," you know.
Yeah,
But
true, true. So there's some truth to that too.
yeah,
Um, but I think if you want to be a good coach, you'll be a good coach. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
100%.
so um so how does multidisciplinary studies intertwine with coaching?
It's a good question.
I'm just curious, like I've never heard of this major, so I'm just like, what are you learning about? Like,
I honestly haven't either, but all my
mhm.
classes were pretty like none of my classes really went together. Like I was in a policing class, so I learned a lot about like the law and law enforcement, and then a
Cool.
social science class, which is just everything.
Yeah.
And then this marketing class, which was actually pretty interesting. I don't know if it's for me, but
Mhm.
just like showing me how like businesses operate. And then this performance class, which actually kind of ties into it because I'm learning about like how people perform.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. It's just a lot of broad stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Which actually could be kind of cool and like narrow it down in a way for you. Be like, I like that. I don't like that. Like you just said, marketing, like, it's probably not something I want to do, but it was
Yeah.
kind of cool to learn about it. I don't really think I want to do that, but
No, 100%. Yeah.
cool. All right. Well, hopefully I just gave you like an epiphany and you're like, all right.
Yeah, no, my mind's blown right now. Oh my goodness.
Excuse me. Um, so you're down in Oklahoma. They have a big football game or something, right? Coming up.
Yeah, on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, how is the football scene down there? Like, because you were dang good at football. So I want to kind of talk a little bit about that. Like, but being down there and having a passion a little bit, I assume for football has to be just like
Mhm.
awesome.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, so the game's on Friday, usually they're on Saturdays. The
Hmm.
day before, it's like I walk to practice because my house isn't that far. It's like a 10-minute walk just down one street. There, all the parking lots will be completely closed off. There will be people setting up tents at like 7 a.m. the day before a game, like just to mark their territory. Like
Yeah.
people just sit out there all day. I don't know what they do for work, but hats off to them.
Hmm.
It's crazy, man. And then the atmosphere will have practice in the morning, and you'll walk out of the room and you'll just like feel the energy. The stadium music's bumping. There's people all over the place partying, hanging out with friends.
Hmm.
It's unreal. And then these games are insane, man.
Yeah.
The only one I've stayed at the whole time was that Michigan game, where we knocked off Michigan. That was
Hmm.
crazy. Oh, but no, the football is great. I don't really go to the games in season because I'm more focused on like just chilling, resting, recovering.
Yeah.
But I'll watch them on my TV, and but I'll only get like half the game because it brings so many people into Norman that my Wi-Fi just goes off the rails.
Really?
It's terrible. But no, the atmosphere is insane because like right out my window, if I opened up my window, it was dark out, I'd be able to see the stadium from here. Like
Sweet.
my house shakes a little bit whenever we
Really?
score. It's crazy. It's super sick.
Dang. So you probably won't go this weekend then, huh?
I won't, no, but
Oh,
I'll be
really?
watching from home.
Like from here, from Norman, or are you going
Yeah,
back
from
to?
right here. because
Okay.
we have a quad duel on Sunday actually. We have a couple teams coming in, so we'll have some
Really?
duels. Yeah,
Okay. It's a little close to Christmas. What the heck?
we get to go home afterwards, so I'm not complaining. Get to rest a little bit and then
Mhm.
long drive back to Iowa. But
Oh, you're driving, huh? Okay. How
yeah,
long of a drive is it?
to Bettendorf, it's about 10 and a half hours.
Okay.
So, but it's like two roads, so I just autopilot, just cruise.
Yeah. That's kind of the same thing from here to like Omaha. Like it's pretty much, yeah, a couple roads, but it's pretty long. It's kind of boring, but
So boring.
you know, yeah.
There's worse things. It's not like a bad drive. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's not, I mean, it's not like 20 hours or something. Like some kids are, like we have some kids that live in, they're from like Massachusetts.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
can't imagine I'd ever
obviously they're
drive that.
flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously they're
Oh
flying, but like,
gosh.
like even that's no fun. But
Yeah.
how often? Sorry, go ahead.
We have some kids from Montana actually. I know they're flying back right now, but like two of them drove this summer and it's like 25 hours.
Oh my gosh, that's
It's
wild.
ridiculous.
You wouldn't think it because, yeah, like geographically, if I could talk, like it's not like Montana's that far away, quote
No,
unquote, but the state is just massive.
it's huge. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So you go back how many times a year you think you get back to Bettendorf?
Including the summer, probably 4 or 5, I'll bet. I've been back once since school started, or since since school started just for Thanksgiving. I'll go back next week and then probably not until season again. Season's over. So March,
Gotcha.
April.
Yeah. What'd you ask Santa for Christmas?
I asked him for the new COD game.
Really? What? Gosh, what is that like is that Black Ops still? Are we on Black Ops
Yeah.
now?
Black
Okay.
Ops 7.
Nine?
Yeah.
Seven. Okay.
7.
For what? Like the PS5 or what?
I have a computer, so I'm hoping Santa just drops like
Oh.
a little Visa gift card for me. $70 Visa gift card.
Okay. Okay. Do you have like your own setup like then if you do you game on like your computer? Like do you have like a gaming computer?
Yeah. So actually, I'm at my desk right now. My
Yeah.
computer's under, and then I have two monitors and a keyboard and a mouse. Yeah.
What other
It's the best purchase I've ever made. I love it.
really?
Yeah.
Did you build it yourself?
Sorta. I had a buddy. It was when I was at Iowa. Tony
Mm-hmm.
Cassiope, actually super good with computers, and
Yeah.
he helped me get all the parts, and he actually built it for me because I have
Really?
no idea what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
So shout out him.
Yeah.
Fleshed up.
Did you how'd you how'd you pay him?
I paid for it.
Oh, okay.
He sent me this website and then uh like suggested items to buy. And I just did all the stuff and then it shipped to my house in Iowa City and then he helped me build it.
Yeah, so how did you pay him for helping you
Oh,
build it?
I think I got him like a carton of eggs, I think is what he wanted. Because he's so locked into his diet. He's so you just get me some eggs and I'll be good. And he just made like protein pancakes that day.
A carton of eggs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, build my whole PC for me. I'll
I
give you some
know.
eggs. That's a
I'll have
good
to,
deal.
I know. Geez, I might have to ask him to do some stuff for me. Hey, come on down here and do something for me. I'll give you a carton of eggs.
Yeah, that's all it takes. A little
Yeah.
protein, and he's good to go.
Yeah. Um, that's funny. Like I said, you were all state in football, right? So like, was that ever a thought to you to like pursue the football route?
Sorta, but I mean, looking back, might have been nice to go football, but I mean, I was pretty locked into wrestling. Once I started going to Sebolt after my sophomore year, and then from then on, I was just like, I really only care about wrestling. Like my parents wanted me to maybe explore other things, but I only played football and wrestled, and they made me go to like 2 football camps
They
in the
made you.
summer.
Where'd
Yeah.
you go?
I went to the Iowa one and then Louisville, Kentucky.
Cool. Okay.
Uh, and I was like, yeah, I mean, this isn't really my thing. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like it's cool, but I'm a wrestler, is what I thought. So then
Yeah.
I had a couple like small schools in Iowa reach out, but it was never really like I wanted to wrestle.
Yeah. Did how far is it for to Sebolt then for you? Because
It
I'm trying to think of
was
the closest one, like Des Moines.
it's Jefferson, Iowa, it's a real small town
Yeah.
past Des Moines, like an hour past Des Moines. So it was about 3.5 hours.
Dang, how often did you go
Yeah.
there?
In the summer I'd go more, but really like during school, about once a week, just on Sundays.
Okay. Dang. In the summer you'd go more.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had more time, but especially during
Still,
COVID, I'd
man.
go 2 to 3 times a week, probably.
Wow.
Mainly 2 times a week.
Wow. And did you make that drive by yourself or did you go with a group?
No, the first couple of times it was just like me and my dad going up, just
Yeah.
making the trip. Me and my mom sometimes, but then Ben Keeter, who's buddy of mine at Iowa, we used to carpool because he lives in Iowa City, so it's just
Mhm.
on the way. So we'd carpool sometimes, and then Jake Knight, who's at Bettendorf still, his dad, we all used to go to Sebolt, so we'd pack up the van, and we ended up actually getting like five of us from Bettendorf to go, and
Nice.
we'd pick up Ben and just go all the way and make a day out of it. So it
Nice.
was
Okay.
crazy.
There you go. Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a good time.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
But you were the OG. You were the first one.
Uh, I think Jake might have beat me. I think
Okay.
Jake was there before me, but the way it worked out, he has bad knees, so I think I was the only one going for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. I'll take that role.
What did you do on the road? On the road, I'm always curious, because I just remember back in my day, Jesus, like making those trips. Like, one year we went to Tulsa, and sometimes we would go to Des Moines and area and wrestle, and it'd be like a 3 hour drive to Des Moines.
Yeah.
Just the shenanigans on the road trip were kind of always the more fun things to do. Like, so what did you do when you were like driving those 3.5 hours to like pass the time or have fun?
There was a lot, yeah, there was a lot of like joking around, like picking on kids, like in like a playful way. But
Right.
I remember like the iMessage games were pretty new then.
Oh
So
yeah.
we'd play a lot of like Battleship or like Uno or something,
Hmm.
or just like phone games. And then honestly, like probably 2 hours at least, we're all sleeping. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's a long
Yeah.
trip, and then especially the
Yeah.
way back, because those practices, TJ runs a tough practice, so they put us to sleep. We'd stop at Poncheros on the way back, and then it would. I mean, before we knew it, we're back home. You know.
Yeah. Did you ever like drive your guys' selves or did you always have like a parent with you?
There were a couple times where it was just me and Ben going,
Hmm.
where we just drove up together. But most of the time, luckily, Coach Knight was driving us up as a
Wow.
group. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. Did Ben at least like did he pay you for like give you some gas money or something? Jeez.
We actually took his truck, luckily.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you gave truck. Man, okay. Did you give him some gas money or something? Like, did you buy
Maybe
him
looking back,
Poncheros? Did you
maybe
buy him
I
a carton
should.
of eggs?
Well, maybe a carton of eggs would have been a good deal for him. Maybe I should have. I ended up driving a good way back, so I
Yeah.
think he was all right with that. He got to just hang out.
Yeah. Gosh, yeah. How did you find out about Siebel, being so far away, And I'm sure there were closer clubs, right?
Yeah, there's a couple clubs around town, and then
Hmm.
there's a big game in Iowa City, which
Yeah.
wasn't really that big at the time.
Hmm.
I actually ended up going there a couple times, just because Siebel was so far. But I wrestled on a lot of Team Iowa teams with Ben, so we got to know his family pretty well, and we
Hmm.
wrestled when we were younger. So COVID comes around, and there's no practices at all. It's like the only place to go is Sebolt. His mom reaches out. It's like, hey, Ben doesn't have any partners because he's a lot bigger than the guys up there. Would Bradley want to come up and start practicing? And I was a little hesitant at first. I was like, oh, Seabolt's tough. Like those kids are legit.
Hmm.
I don't know if I can hang around. But
Really?
yeah. But then my dad was like, screw it, you're gonna do it. You're gonna go try it out. And I started going up with Ben during COVID when there was like couldn't have been more than 15 kids in the room because whatever the regulations were. And then from then on, it was just a weekly thing and just started going all the time.
Yeah. Have you met his uncle?
Ben,
So, yeah, so okay. I did there's a thing called Stolen Beef Days. Have you heard of Stolen Beef
Yeah,
Days?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So they do the hay bale toss. And
Mhm.
me, my dad, and brother-in-law went down. I wanted to watch the hay bale toss. Like it's been something I've wanted to do for a while. Well, we ended up talking ourselves into signing up for it, okay?
Oh, no.
And all of us, and there's a division, my dad's division, who's like 50 and above or something, like whatever division that is. There's this
Mhm.
big, tall dude with like a big old beard, and it's Ben Keeter's uncle.
Oh, wow.
And apparently he can toss some hay bales. He didn't win it this year, but like, yeah. So I don't know if you ever ran into his uncle, who's like just as big as he is.
I'm not sure I have, but I know it. If he's related to his dad, I bet the dude's huge because his dad's freaking towers over me. Oh my
Really?
goodness. Yeah, they got a tall family, man.
Yeah. What about your family then? Is like, where does your height, weight, like build come from?
My dad's side. My
Really?
dad's probably about half an inch shorter than me, and
Okay.
my mom's, she likes to say 5'3.5", but she's like 5'3" on a good day.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Actually, I don't know. Thinking about it, she's got a bunch of really tall aunts and uncles,
Hmm.
but I think my size comes from my dad because that side of the family's pretty big.
Yeah. Were you always big growing up, or did it just sort of like start as like you got older? Yeah, I'm curious, like, were you kind of like the heavier kid when you were younger, or did it come later?
Not really. I've always been like decently tall, but
Yeah.
never super big. Uh,
Oh, okay.
really only until like the end of my senior year of high school, and then once I got to Iowa was when I really got bigger.
Hmm.
Because I wrestled probably like 130, 140 throughout middle school,
Really?
and
Okay.
then 152 my freshman year, which was a pretty good cut, but I made it
Really? You
somehow.
had to
Yeah.
cut? So
Oh yeah.
you were wrestling 130, 135 or whatever in eighth grade, and then you had to cut to 152?
I was probably about 150 in eighth grade, and then yeah, I quit playing football and was just wrestling for a year because I lived in Georgia at this time. And the only reason I really liked football as much, like I love football, but was because I got to play with my buddies that
Hmm.
I grew up with. So then I moved down to Georgia. I didn't really like playing football as much and just started wrestling and ended up getting, I think, it had a pretty good growth spurt once I got to high school.
Yeah.
So now I was probably about 175 without like just working out. I actually wrestled a
Wow.
couple tournaments at 170 my freshman year. And then I
Cow.
wrestled off 170, lost. Wrestled off of 160, lost. Both those guys just ended up placing at state that year, and then I went down to 52 and got the spot.
Dang. Okay. So hold up. So I should have asked this earlier, but are you from Bettendorf?
I am, yeah.
Okay, then where did Georgia come into play?
My parents, when I was going in eighth grade, my dad works at Arconic, which is like an aluminum steel plant over in Bettendorf. They have a plant down like near Savannah, Georgia,
Hmm.
and my parents were just like, we just want to change the scenery. I was like, thanks for throwing me to the wolves when I'm like, this is a tough time to move, but all
For
right.
sure.
So then we moved down to Georgia after a little over a year. We're like, we miss our family, we miss Iowa. Like we just moved back and got to wrestle for Coach Knight, and they really loved Coach Knight growing up, and now we're like pretty close family friends. So
Yeah. So you just up and moved to Georgia for a year.
yeah, it was crazy, but worked out in the end, man.
Yeah. What was it? What was that like? I mean, do you have any siblings like that went with you? Like you just whole family just
Yeah, I have a sister that's 2 years younger than me, and then a brother who's he's a sophomore in high school right now.
what did they
So
think?
my brother was pretty young at the time, so I don't
Yeah.
think he really thought anything of it. I can't imagine my sister was too happy knowing the way she is, but none of us really wanted to leave Bettendorf. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's not really up to us. We're just kids.
Yeah.
But it was a good experience.
Yeah. What's it like you moved to Savannah, Georgia? What was that
Yeah,
like?
like 30 minutes away from Savannah,
Okay.
Richmond Hill, which was like a new place. It's hot. It's super humid, man.
Really?
Like during football season, the mosquitoes will just eat you alive, and it's so hot and humid. But it's good. They don't really get snow, which I like about Norman too.
Yeah.
I've had enough of the snow, to be honest, and I'm going back to Iowa, and they just had a big snowstorm, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be a blast.
Yeah. So
So
is that why you transferred? You just were like, I can't deal with the snow. I'm out of here.
that's part of the yeah, that's part of it. It definitely was on my mind.
I'm curious with like how tall you were growing up. Like, did you ever play basketball or
I
recruited?
did
Like, did people be like, "Hey, let's play basketball"? Like, you're tall.
not really that, but I did play basketball until must have been like fourth grade. But I
Hmm.
mean, that's when like I started wrestling in third grade, and I played basketball longer than I wrestled to that point. And
Hmm.
I was like, I don't really want to play basketball anymore. I like wrestling, and then those seasons are just they're at the same time, so it's hard. It's really hard to do both. I didn't want to play basketball anymore, so I started wrestling even
Yeah.
more.
So you grew up in Bettendorf, right? Like, because I know
Hmm.
it's the Quad Cities, so I didn't
Yep.
know if like Davenport or Moline or whatever.
I lived in Davenport until I was about 6, and then
Okay.
we moved to Bettendorf, and then there ever since. Well, besides the brief stint in Georgia,
Right, right.
but
But
yeah,
besides Georgia,
yeah,
which is
but yeah, Bettendorf
that's kind of
Bulldogs.
cool. Yeah. Okay. So then you moved back to Bettendorf. You said your freshman year.
Yep, yeah, like
Okay.
November around there. So like right when wrestling season was about to start, kind of.
Really? Okay. What was that? How was that? Like, so I
It
moved,
was
little backstory. I moved when I was a junior in high school. I moved from Monona, Iowa to Monticello. So about 75 miles difference. But like the stipulation I had was like, I want to start school there. Like, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to start school and then like third of the way move.
moved during. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
So,
definitely interesting. I can't say I was a fan of the choice, but
mhm.
I'm glad to have moved back. And
Yeah.
I was only gone for like a year or so, so a lot of the friends I had growing up were like I was playing Fortnite with like all the time. So
Yeah.
it was an easy transition back to Bettendorf. But I mean, it's also the beginning of high school, so I was like a little
Yeah.
standoffish. I wasn't really talking to a bunch of people, but
For
it
sure.
I mean, it came back pretty smooth.
Yeah. And you didn't play football that year.
Mm-mm, nope. It's the one year I did not play football until
Wow.
from 7 years old to 18.
Hmm. Why didn't you?
I just didn't really want to. I don't know. My parents were like, if you really don't want to play football, we're not going to make you, but you have to go to wrestling every day. So I was like, I'll take that. I like wrestling. I wasn't sure about football at the time,
Yeah.
but then I started back up when I got to Bettendorf because again, it was like all my friends are doing it. I like hanging out with my friends, and
Yeah. Why did you start wrestling in the first place?
uh, so initially I started in like kindergarten at the
Hmm.
Davenport Assumption Club because we lived in Davenport at the time, and my dad was an Assumption graduate, so he's like, "We'll throw you in, try it." And then the first couple practices, I only went to like three. I just bawled the whole time. Like I just hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it so much. But then, so I was like, well, I think my dad was like, all right, we're done taking you because you're just gonna cry the whole time, not actually wrestle. But then we would always go to like the Iowa wrestling meets. Like every Friday night they had a meet.
Hmm.
It would be like my dad and I and my grandpa, my uncle, sometimes my aunt. We'd all drive up in a car and go to the wrestling meet and stop at this pizza place. It's Los Agaves now, but it used to be called Bob's Your Uncle. That it had the
Okay.
best pizza in Iowa City. But then, so we would do that for years, and I would just love going to those duels so much, and I was like, I want to wrestle again. So in third grade, my dad sent me to the Bettendorf Wrestling Club, and then I just started going all the time.
Did like your dad wrestle? Like it sounds like I mean it was kind of cool that like you and your grandpa and your your aunt like you guys went as a family to the duel.
Mhm.
Like where did that even begin?
Yeah, my dad and my uncle both wrestled in high school,
Hmm.
up until their senior year, and then, but so my dad is just he's one of the hardest working dudes I know, and he was like he just loved wrestling, so he threw me back into it. And My uncle's a two-time state placer, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Got eighth and third, I want to say, at heavyweight. So, I
At
mean, we just,
Assumption.
yeah.
Okay.
So we just been about around wrestling, and they just loved going to the meets, and I fell in love with it too.
Yeah. Did you ever, so like you started back up in third grade, was there a time where like from third grade on where you were like, I really don't want to do this anymore? Or were you just like locked in the second time around?
I'd say, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think everyone gets that thought every once in a while. A lot of the
Yeah.
times, it wasn't like during like a practice or like when I'm actually competing. It was just like the stuff I'm doing for wrestling, like the weight cuts and the
Yeah.
extra runs. I'm like, screw this. Like, what would happen if I just stopped wrestling? Like, I could
Hmm.
just do whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also just love wrestling so much, so it's always in the back of my mind. Like, I'm doing this for a reason, and I don't know. I've been pretty locked into it since I started back up again.
Yeah. How successful were you like growing up then, starting from third grade on, like throughout the AAU circuit and stuff?
Third grade, uh, I mean, I kind of knew wrestling because I'd like mess around with my dad, and but that's not really like good technique. So I
Yeah.
wasn't too bad. Like I remember my first couple tournaments, I would lose to like kids throwing lefty headlocks or like just throwing me
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
But then fourth grade, I wrestled Ben Keeter in the state finals at AU State.
Really?
So I took
Wow.
second my second year, and then wasn't too bad. I never won AU State, but I was a placer every year, and except seventh grade. Seventh grade, I lost, and I don't know. I didn't place. That's all
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. Wow. So you went from not wrestling, you went from I wrestled a few practices. Um, oh, excuse me. I didn't want to do it. Third grade, I go out, and then in fourth grade, bang, I'm in the finals.
Hmm.
Which
Yeah.
doesn't like, I mean, it sounds like, oh, okay, you're in fourth grade, like how good are, but like that's still pretty impressive. And like to go from basically just starting to state finals against Ben Keeter, like,
I will say that I didn't really have success like at like tournaments. Like I don't think I really won tournaments besides like this rinky dink tournament at this
yep.
random arena where there's like 20 total kids there that my dad was just like, let's go get some experience. So
Hmm.
that, I mean, that's the thing is he just threw me into tournaments and I got to actually wrestle. So, I mean, I was just gaining more experience from wrestling good kids, not just sitting around in the practice room.
Yeah, what made you decide to cut all that weight to get down to 152 instead of just like take the JV spot or something? Because like you said, it was a pretty massive cut. And now you're a freshman in high school, so like I don't know. Like that's a pivotal moment where like too much of a weight cut can like almost destroy your love for the sport at that time, you know?
Yeah, I'd say it definitely didn't help my
Yeah.
love for wrestling. There were a lot of kind of dark moments that year that now my dad and my coaches joke about. Just some things I said and they said, but
Yeah, I bet.
uh, I mean, I didn't really want to. My goal is never to be JV. Like you never just want to sit the bench and watch these other guys wrestle under the bright light. And so I've just thought like I got to do whatever I can to get in the lineup. And I mean, it ended up working out that I was able to finally descend down because
Jeez.
of the descent plan and my body fat was so low. But I talked to my coach about it. He's like, if you think you can make it, then I think you're good enough to take the spot. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep chipping away at these guys, and if I lose the wrestle off, I'll go on to the next, and until I can't anymore.
If I lose the wrestle off, I'll go down another weight.
Yeah,
I'll just keep going.
yeah.
I'll find a spot eventually.
It was insane, man. It was a rough year.
What was that descent plan like? Like you just mentioned that. I didn't even like think about it. Like how did like yeah, what was that even like?
Uh,
How long did it take?
Honestly, I mean, just a couple weeks.
Really?
Because I mean, because
Okay.
I was the goal was never to cut down to 52. Like I was always like, that's a long freaking cut, but if I have to do it, I'll do it.
Hmm.
Because I initially wrestled off against our 170, who was pretty good at the time,
Hmm.
and I lost to him in a decent match, pretty controlled. I was like, I'm not really a 70 pounder. I need to go down and try off at 60. and then I ended up making that weight. I wrestled off, I lost, and I mean I just didn't have any other choice.
It's
So
interesting that you didn't have any other choice. Like you did, but like in your mind, you were like, you didn't, you know?
yeah,
Huh. Yeah, I'm just like, you cut to 150. Well, if I lost that, I'm going to 145. Like,
yeah. Oh,
but
that might have been out of the cards. That one would have been real
yeah.
tough.
Well, good on you for like sticking through it though. Like, did you make a lot of gains, you think, that year? Like, even maybe in hindsight you did, but like in the
I
moment, I
definitely,
guess I'm saying like in the moment, maybe you didn't think about it, but like in hindsight, like that weight cut, the wins that you had while you were like just there was probably a lot of growth that year.
yeah, I thinking back, I'd say yeah, I made a lot of strides. Uh, there was this one kid that would always whip my tail, and I ended up closing the gap pretty good. And he ended up taking third at state that year. Actually, he was a pretty good wrestler.
Hmm.
But like at the time, yeah, I was so focused on how bad the weight cut was. I didn't really think about my technique.
Yep.
But I mean, it's a lot different than college wrestling. Like high school wrestling, you're gonna naturally make the strides if you just keep battling out there, which is kind of the thing I just kept on doing. I wasn't really focused on anything but just wrestling hard.
Yeah. And I've heard that a lot over the years. Like the more weight you cut, the less you are focused on getting better, because you're more focused on the weight cut and where am I at and how much do I have to lose and what
Yeah,
am I eating and all that stuff. So the next year, what weight did you go then?
170.
Okay. How much of a cut was that?
That one wasn't too bad. It was, I mean, I probably weighed like 190 during football season, and
Gosh,
that's
feels to
like
me
not
like a
super tough workouts, and I'm just eating whatever I want. So I naturally got down probably 180-ish, and then the last 10 pounds I had to cut.
okay.
So that wasn't too bad. And
Okay.
thankfully, no one else wanted to really wrestle me off, so I didn't have to keep going down in weight that year. Thankfully,
Yeah. Yeah. So what was that year like? I mean, how did your freshman year go? Like you cut all that weight, did you have some success or was it kind of a roller coaster? I mean,
I think I had an all right year. I was
mhm.
I was pretty solid against like local guys, but I ended up losing in the district finals, and then had to wrestle off for true second, and then beat that kid who was a senior. So I was pretty hype at the time,
Yeah.
and then I ended up going to the state tournament. In first round, I wrestled Carter Schmidt of Norwalk, who went to Iowa State, and I think he just ended his career at Cal Baptist last year. So I got put through the ringer. He took it to me, and then I wrestled this Waukee kid. I ended up going 0-2 at state.
But qualifying for state, especially in 3A, because like you just got districts,
Yeah,
But I mean, not that you just have districts, but like districts is what, 16 man bracket? Or is it eight?
something like that. It's I think it's a little smaller than 16, but yeah,
Okay. I mean, so to qualify at a little heavier weight, that had to be pretty exciting.
I was excited about it. Plus, I mean, it meant I got to go to state, and I hadn't been to the state tournament in so long because I didn't really go in like middle school, and I moved to Georgia. And I think that really helped lock me into wrestling. Just
Hmm.
sitting there in the state final, like watching the state finals from the bench. It's like this is what I want to do. This is awesome.
Yeah. Was it like, excuse me, how was it wrestling 170 then the next year? Like, did the guys feel a little different? I
They
mean,
definitely felt stronger.
yeah,
I remember there were a couple guys where I was like definitely weaker than.
yeah.
Uh, but I was also a lot bigger and I felt a lot better. So I was able
Hmm.
to wrestle more the way I wanted to, and actually a full 6 minute match.
Yeah. So then how did that season go?
Uh, Sixth at state. I remember I went off against the one seed in like the quarterfinals, and I ended up majoring him, and I was on top of the world, and then I ended up losing a close one in the semis and slid all the way down to sixth place. So that was a
And
rough finish, going 2 at 3 at state, but still getting a medal. It was all right.
yeah. Um, did you like It's what called the semi slide. Like,
Yeah.
is that what you want to call like what happened? Like you lost and you just went out the window? Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's really what happened.
Hmm.
Like if it was a mental thing or not. But I remember I got my butt whooped on those couple backside matches.
Yeah.
Those were not fun.
Yeah. Like sometimes I wonder, like, I think it is real at times for some people, but also like when you lose in the semis, okay, you're going back, you're wrestling another tough kid. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
in the Conti semis, and then, yeah, if you happen to lose that, you're still wrestling like you're wrestling quality opponents, you know. It just so sixth place though. Like, were you at least somewhat proud of that moment? Like, hey, okay, I'm getting better, like I'm getting there, you know?
Honestly, not really.
Really?
I mean, mainly because of the way it happened. Like
Okay.
I was in the semis. I lost a close one. I ended up getting sixth place. I was kind of upset,
Hmm.
and I don't know. I just it wasn't really where I wanted to be.
Yeah. Is and so that was your sophomore year.
Hmm.
What year was that? Was that 2021?
2020.
Okay, so that was the COVID year.
Yeah. No. The next year
The next year
was
was the
our
COVID
COVID year.
year.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's when you started going to Sebolt
Hmm.
a little more often, right?
Yeah. It was actually so. Yeah. That summer after my sophomore year, before my junior year, was when I started going.
Okay. Okay. And then how did you go from 170 to 220? Did you just like not cut any weight? You're like, I'm done with this cut and weight stuff. I'm just gonna eat.
Yeah. I could. I mean, I remember the state finals day my senior year or my junior year. I was wrestling 220. I remember I weighed in at about 199. So I was
Why
4 pounds over the weight class below.
why didn't you go to the weight class below? Was there somebody locked in there?
I was going to like that was the plan the whole year, go 195, but I was going to Sebolt and I was wrestling with Ben all the time, and it's like, okay, we're gonna be wrestling Saturday night in the finals, and then TJ had to talk to me like, how sick would it be if Sebolt just won a bunch of different weight classes? So he was like, what do you think about going up to 220? And I talked about it with Coach Knight, and that was the plan. I ended up not having to cut any weight. I had a great year. I That was my favorite wrestling year of all time because
Yeah.
I actually just got to focus on getting better, which is why college has been so great because I haven't had to cut weight besides last year.
Hmm.
So yeah, it all just kind of worked out.
Was it difficult though, wrestling? Like, because you were giving up potentially 20 pounds at any given moment, or at any given match. I mean, how did you kind of navigate that?
It was kind of tough at first. I remember we had this duel against North Scott, and this kid he was a full 220, and
Yeah.
I just got freaking tired, man. But the nice thing was we had Griffin Little, if you know who that is. He was our heavyweight.
Hmm.
He was a two-time state champ, played football at Iowa. He was my partner that whole year because I wasn't going 95. They're like, since you're a 220, you get to wrestle with Griffin. And Griffin was huge, man. He would just freaking hand fight the crap out of me.
Yeah.
So I mean, the more I got to wrestle with him, the better my gas tank got wrestling these big guys. So it was easier for me to deal with the weight because if I can deal and take down this dude that weighs 265, 220 is nothing, you know.
Hmm.
So as the season got on, my shape just got better and just got stronger in those positions I needed to, and ended up having a decent year.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah. Did you have to, how do I say this? Like, sort of change up your technique or the way you finished your shots because you're a little undersized and so like you don't want to go underneath some guy who's a full
Yeah,
220, Did you have to like kind of tinker with that a little bit?
absolutely. Because I mean, one of the things I had a habit of like growing up all throughout my career was diving in and getting into that like waterfall position,
Yeah.
which when you're wrestling guys that are way bigger than you doesn't really work out too well. You get
Yeah.
your back hurt, your neck hurt, you get stuck, they go behind. So one thing I worked on a lot, which I still love today, was just like a little club single, and then I just get a real good angle because the one thing I had was speed. I didn't have the size. I had the speed to go around these
Mhm.
guys. So these angles, I mean, if I didn't have good angles, then I was toast.
Hmm. Yeah, so you probably had to be a lot more deliberate with your offense,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Like, yeah, you couldn't just shoot whenever you wanted. Like,
No.
like when you're watching some of these other guys that are a little smaller, like they can almost attack whenever they feel like it, um, because of the scrambling and but when you're bigger, like you can't do you can't do that.
No, absolutely not.
Um, Gosh, what a year that must have been. Like you said, that was your favorite year. I mean, winning a state title, like what was that like, kind of put you at the pinnacle of the sport? Is that when things really opened up for you in terms of like, all right, I can really do this at the next level?
Yeah, honestly, it was pretty surreal at the time because I mean, state wrestling to me, I wasn't really thinking about like national tournaments. Like Fargo wasn't really a thought I had. Like the whole top of the mountain for me was state at the time, and then
Hmm.
that kind of developed. So it was pretty cool to like see like I'm on the award stand. I look up and I see my face, my name. So that was pretty sick. And I was like, I want to like I love this feeling. Like this is awesome.
Hmm.
Why would I not want to like win a wrestling match under the bright lights in a big arena and have people cheering for me? Like this is great. So then yeah, I just kept kind of going to Sebolt and
Hmm.
then I started going to those national tournaments and I was able to find a little bit of success and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like this is awesome.
Yeah, so was that your first year going to Fargo then? Was that like summer your between your junior and senior year?
I went my freshman year,
Oh,
but I
okay.
went 1 and 2 in both styles, and I mean, I hated it. Uh,
Really?
yeah,
Did you hate freestyle or did you just not like Fargo?
I'm not a big fan of Fargo, and I'll say we got a couple buddies
Mhm.
from North Dakota State here, and our coaching staff is from there, and I'll tell them like
Yeah.
I hate Fargo, like that place sucks,
Why?
and there's just nothing to do, and then that tournament's such a grind.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wrestling 7 matches in 3 days, and all I get to do is go back to the hotel and hang out. Like there's no like there's nothing there.
So what's another tournament that you actually enjoyed going to?
Hmm. I don't know. I didn't really a lot of the stuff I enjoyed going to was like in state. I like going down to Tulsa though.
Hmm.
Tulsa was always a fun time. I went a couple times when I was growing up, and then during COVID, actually, they moved Reno Worlds to Tulsa.
Oh,
So,
right,
so I
right.
went down and wrestled there. It was pretty fun.
Okay. Well, see, now they're gonna say, people are gonna counter. I'm sure your coaches say, well, there's nothing to do in Tulsa either, like
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, I'm not wrestling there for 4 days though. It's like I'm in and out. I can deal with that.
yeah. Well, I'm curious about your senior year a little bit because coming back, you were a state, returning state champ. You actually decided to cut the extra 4 pounds, apparently,
Yeah.
which is probably just stop drinking Mountain Dew. But
Yeah, actually, yeah, exactly.
so you would go down to 195, um, but you come up a little short. Like, you know, you went from being on top of the mountain to now being kind of, you're still like you're not off the mountain, but you're
Mhm.
not you're not on top anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
at least in that moment, we'll get to because you ended up winning Fargo and Northern Plains. So like you didn't let that ruin your momentum, but like how devastating was that? Had you wrestled McRae before?
I had. Yeah, we
Okay.
wrestled a couple of times the last couple of years. I actually wrestled him at Reno Worlds
Oh,
in the
okay.
in that finals. But we wrestled. We were both 170. His freshman year, my sophomore year. So we wrestled a couple times that year.
Hmm.
Uh, so I kind of knew what to expect, but I think
Hmm.
I was just in my head because he's a pretty strong dude. So I
Yeah.
I think he just owned me mentally and lost a couple points, and that was that. But it was pretty tough at first. It felt like oh the world's over. I just lost state finals.
For
But then
sure.
I mean I was pretty upset about it. Then we go back to the hotel and we have like our post finals little pizza party, I started eating pizza, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll be all right. But I mean, the thing
That's
I
all.
had,
That's all it took.
yeah, just a couple pieces of pepperoni pizza. I was good to go. But I mean, I was going to Iowa the next year, so it's like, if I want to do something at Iowa, can I really let a state finals loss really get to me like that? Like, I just gotta get back to work, you know?
Yeah. And like the cool thing is like you did, and then you kind of reap the rewards of putting that behind you as quickly as you could,
Hmm.
because some people might dwell on that for a little while. And then like if you dwell on it for a month, that's a month of time that you just lost where you could be getting better.
Yeah.
But you kind of turned the page almost immediately and just like kept pushing forward. And um, you just talked about how Fargo, tough, a lot of matches, kind of boring, but but you you end up winning a Fargo title, which is super impressive. I mean, what was that like to go from, gosh, almost the not the lowest point, but a low point to now a high point again? Like you're back on top.
It was pretty crazy. Uh, it was one of those things where I didn't really go into Fargo thinking I was gonna win.
Hmm.
But I mean, the year before I lost pretty bad at in the blood round. I was up 4-1, and then I hit this gut, and this kid stepped over and pinned me. So I was like, in my head, I was this close to placing at Fargo last year. Like, why can't I go and just rattle off some good matches there? And then it ended up working out. I wrestled pretty dang well throughout the semis, and then made the finals against Colby Franklin. It's actually a
What
buddy of
was
mine. He's at
what
Iowa
was that
still.
like? Did you
It
know who
was
he was beforehand? Like, did you know he was coming to Iowa and like you're gonna be teammates? I mean,
Yeah. Our official visit was that same weekend against Penn State that year, where everyone stormed the field and it was a big win, and Iowa got put
yeah,
up to like number 2 in the rankings. So
yeah.
I knew I was like I was buddies with Ben and like a bunch of the guys that were on the team or on the visit. I was like, hey, who's this guy? And they're like, that's Colby Franklin from PA. He's pretty tough. It's like,
Hmm.
oh, okay. And then he ended up transferring to Iowa City High,
Hmm.
kind of wrestle because some some college open thing, if I remember correctly. I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah. He
Uh,
wrestled in the college open, and
and
yeah.
it was yeah. So then I'm wrestling the whole year, and uh, he goes to a couple Sebolt practices. We scrap it out. I don't really
Really?
remember.
Okay.
He probably beat me in the room a couple times. Uh, but then we're just wrestling all summer, and then uh, we both end up making the finals. And I see the way he's acting, like he's a confident dude. So I see he's like puffing his chest. He's walking around. I mean, he just wrestled a great tournament. Uh, and then I see him warming up, and I'm like, hey, I can freaking why not just go wrestle? I can beat this guy. We're about to go
Yeah.
wrestle on the stage. So I just went out and wrestled, and that's the first time I really like just let my mind like get out of it.
Really? Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting point that was like your first time because it I feel like it's almost harder, and maybe this is just me talking personally, when you know you're wrestling someone that you're kind of familiar with, like it's a little harder to get out of your mind because you're like, I don't know, the familiarity is difficult at times.
I agree with you, but I mean, this was like we're also both going to Iowa.
Hmm.
We're wrestling. Like this to me was like I just got to go out there and wrestle, man. Like I don't know, it was a little different in my mind that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, and that I think really put you back, like it kind of put you, I don't want to say back on the map, but like it brought you back to like, oh yeah, this is why he's ranked where he's at. This is why people are excited to watch him wrestle.
Yeah.
Um, and so then you go off to Iowa. Was it just like your dream to go to Iowa? Like, did you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I grew up I mean, I still am, even though I'm in Oklahoma. I grew up a Hawkeye fan, watching duels all the time. Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Those visits I went to were so cool. Where I actually got to see like Spencer Lee was insane, DeSanto, Marinelli, like guys that I actually like became friends with when I was there. Like I
Hmm.
looked up to growing up. It was pretty surreal when I actually got to go there.
Yeah. Not literally because they're so short. You probably were,
Oh
actually looked
yeah,
down on them,
like
but
yeah, no.
It's funny because like you don't realize that until you see like them in person. Like you understand they're kind of short, but then like you see them and you're like, wow, you're a lot shorter than I
No, I absolutely agree.
thought.
It was crazy because I mean, I didn't really understand that growing up, so I'd see these guys on TV. Like these guys are freaking beasts because they're all zoomed in, they're all
Mhm.
jacked wrestling. But then yeah, I got there and like, oh my gosh, like Spencer, crazy wrestler, but dude, you're freaking 5'4". Like my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. What was it like then putting like you had your whole life, not your whole life, but you were this huge fan of Iowa, and what was it like that first time, you put on that black and gold singlet and represented Iowa, the Iowa Hawkeyes?
It felt pretty cool. We went to it was the Luther Open, and I just remember there would be like dads coming up to us, be like, "Hey, what's it like wrestling for Iowa?" I'm like, I don't know. I'll tell you in a couple matches." But it was pretty cool. I mean, the thing is, like, when you wrestle at Iowa, everyone's looking at you, so that was interesting.
What do you mean?
I mean, I just never had like a target on my back, like really. Like everyone's like going to give Iowa their best shot, and which is one of the things they preached. It's like
Hmm.
it doesn't matter who you're wrestling, there you're going to get 100% of the guy. It's like
Hmm.
even if it's these D2, D3 kids, like they can still wrestle. They're going to freaking come after you.
Yeah, you might actually get more
Yeah.
because like of that singlet. Because they're like so fired up to like, man, if I beat this Iowa kid, like, you know,
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
What was it like trying to balance? Because like you wrestled 197, you've wrestled 197 and heavyweight. Like, what, how do you balance that? Like weighing
Like
in
in
at 190?
college.
Yeah, I mean, like, because you could potentially be wrestling somebody who's Colton Schultz and weighs 285 or
Mhm.
280, whatever he weighs. No offense, Colton, but like,
Yeah.
you could be wrestling someone who's all of heavyweight and you're weighing 200 pounds.
Yeah, it's definitely not the easiest thing, but I mean the nice thing is during that transition I had plenty of time. Like I had shoulder surgery, so the bulking up got pretty easy. Like I was just sitting around, so I got to put on the weight pretty good. But uh,
Was it easy though? Like, I'm surprised. I thought it'd be actually a little harder because you had shoulder surgery. Like, so how much bulking can you do with one shoulder?
purely based on size and weight, it was easy. But yeah, the muscle came pretty tough. I mean,
Hmm.
yes and no, because my muscle memory. I mean, I'd only been down to 97 for 7 months, 8 months.
Hmm.
So then in that time, like I once I actually started lifting, it came back pretty quickly, I'd say.
Okay.
Because I mean I already wrestled heavyweight for 2 years. I was steady weighing 240, 242. So
Really?
just
So you
just a
got, okay.
brief stint at 97 was
Okay.
able to, yeah.
What is your so I did a paper in college. I called it the 4,000 calorie diet. And I talked to three of the wrestlers on the Nebraska wrestling team about like how they kept their weight on.
Hmm.
So I'm just curious, like, I just want you to take me through a little bit, like your day of eating and trying to like keep weight on, because it can be difficult if you're not naturally that big. You know what I mean? Like if you have
Yeah.
to like
Oh yeah.
force it on yourself. Like there are people you see with like offensive linemen, when
Hmm.
they retire, they lose like 100 pounds because they're not eating 6,000 calories a day. But
Yeah.
like, is that the case for you?
Yeah, my excuse me. My excuse me. We have nutritionists that I work with here
Hmm.
that helps me like set out certain macros that I need to hit based off like how much weight I'm losing in practice and just how much weight I'd naturally lose throughout the day. So I end up eating around 5,500 calories a day.
Wow. Yeah.
But the nice thing is I struggled with it a lot when we had afternoon practice because that's a huge segment of my day where I have to eat. but I don't want to feel bad for practice. Like I don't want to be super bloated and like feel like I'm gonna throw up in practice. I want to be able to push.
Mm-hmm.
So in the mornings, I'll wake up. I'll have like a Gatorade and a granola bar, not much, but then after practice, I'll be able to like have a big meal, like a 2,000 calorie meal, and then just a couple snacks before lift, and then dinner. I'll usually have a pretty good meal, a lot of carbs, a lot of protein.
Mm-hmm.
But like I've struggled with that a lot. I remember at Iowa, it was really tough for me to keep the weight on, just because I mean you're working so hard, and yeah, you don't want to feel bad for practice because I mean I'm not cutting weight, so I can actually focus on straight technique. I got nothing else to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it's just hydration. I feel like I just got to pound water, a lot of water.
Ugh. I've talked to, I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Eric Schultz or Christian Lance. Um, but they would say like they would go to bat and be like, you know what, it's harder to keep weight on than it is for you guys to lose weight. Like I know you guys are complaining like losing weight sucks and cutting weight's not fun, but try like, eating 5,500 calories every day,
Yeah.
drinking a gallon of water or whatever you got to drink a day. Like that's not fun either.
No. Well, now I've been on both sides of it, and I
Right.
think
Yeah.
I think putting the weight on is definitely like it might be like a harder task, but I'd rather do that than cutting weight, I'll say.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
probably didn't cut weight the right way. I think my results might show that just because of how little time I had to do it. But man, cutting weight does suck. But it's nice. I'd say if we had afternoon practice, I'd probably hammer more like this is the tougher life to live. But I'll take it any day of the week over what I had to do last year, man. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
What was last year? What did you have to do last year?
I just cut down to 97, and
So how
that
big of
was
a cut
tough.
was that?
From when I first stepped on campus, I was probably like 230 ish, maybe a little less.
Wow.
So yeah,
Why? Why?
I just didn't make the decision to cut down the weight until it was too late, pretty much. So then
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
paid for it in the end.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But like what even triggers the idea to go down to 197 when you're already weighing about 230 as opposed to just like trying to, stay at heavyweight? Because you're probably not the only one who does it?
Yeah. In my mind, I thought, man, I don't really want to wrestle these big kids anymore. These kids are freaking huge. I am a good enough wrestler where I can cut down and like I'll actually be able to wrestle kids my size and I'll be super strong. But what I found out is if you don't do the right way, that's not the case at all.
Hmm. How long did it take you then to get back to feeling like you can be a competitive heavyweight? Because like you just said, like you cut down to 197, now you're like trying to reverse everything you just did.
Mhm.
So like I'm just curious, like I mean, maybe even now you're probably not feeling 100% comfortable wrestling heavyweights, but like how long did that process to get back to feeling like a heavyweight wrestler again? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'd say it was kind of weird because I mean, I had shoulder surgery, so I was out like a long time anyways. But honestly, not until probably a month or two ago,
Yeah.
because I wasn't really able to wrestle live until October, maybe September, October. So then I mean, I wasn't really comfortable because I was still like not as strong as I wanted to be. I was a little soft in the cage, but I don't know, just kept working and feeling good now. That's what
Good.
matters.
Good. Do you have an emergency meal? Like, I'll explain real quick. So one of the guys I talked to, his emergency meal, like when he needed calories now because he was losing weight because of just life. Like, oh hey, my buddy asked me to move, help him move. And so like life happens and I lost like 5 pounds. I need an emergency meal to like get back up, like gain 5 pounds right now. Like, do you have something like that?
Honestly, so not really. I mean,
Okay.
sorta. We have a fridge in our team room that they stock up. So I have plenty of resources. Like I'll grab like a turkey sandwich and a P3 pack, and then like a granola bar and a Gatorade, just like if I really need something.
Hmm.
But if I'm able to like whip something up, French toast is pretty quick. I'll whip up some French toast.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. His was I think he would go to like Raising Cane's. Have you heard of Raising Cane's?
Oh, I've heard of Raising
Okay.
Cane's. Yeah.
Okay. And he would get a caniac combo, or maybe he'd get like two of them. I don't know, but like he would go like that would be like his emergency meal. Like, oh shoot, I just lost 5 pounds because life. And so he was like he would go to Raising Cane's. But French toast is pretty good too.
Yeah. Oh, I love French toast.
How do you make it? You put cinnamon on
Uh,
it too? Like
yeah,
cinnamon?
I
Okay.
put cinnamon and nutmeg in there.
Nutmeg.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's real good.
Yeah. Okay. Um, what made you decide like you had this love and affinity for wrestling at Iowa? Now you're there, but now you're at Oklahoma. Like, what made you decide to transfer out and go to Oklahoma? Or just transfer out in the first place? Because like the reason I'm asking is because I feel like there's a lot of people, there's the transfer portal obviously, but there's a lot of people who maybe go in someplace thinking it's going to be this and it's not, and like finding your own place that's going to set you up for the most success. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Uh, I mean, it was definitely not an easy choice at all. And I still love like all the guys back there. Like I just saw them a couple weeks ago. They're all still really close buddies of mine. Uh, but I mean, the thing is, Iowa's got so much money. Uh, I don't. I mean, it didn't really matter what I did. I mean, this is my head and the people around me. Like I was not gonna compete. And my thing is, I only have 4 years of eligibility in college before my wrestling career is over. Like I want to wrestle now, and that wasn't really in the cards for one reason or another. So ended up it was ended up being like a blind transfer because of how late it was and the whole situation that was going on. So I had to unenroll at Iowa, and then uh, Coach Knight, Coach Knight's son Jake was getting recruited to Oklahoma at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was like, "Do you want me to like say your name and like see what they think?" I was like, "Yeah, might as well." Like, because Buchanan just transferred to Iowa,
Hmm.
just like just switch him around. Like, yeah, yeah, get him down here, and because I wasn't able to talk to him for like the first couple days of the process. Uh, so I ended up moving down there, had the whole deal worked out, and then I once I enrolled a class, I could actually talk to them. So it was a real weird situation,
What?
but it ended up working out. Yeah,
Well, one I'll say I talked to somebody, Joel Jessaroga. Um,
yeah, oh yeah,
yeah, he kind of had the same thing where it's like, I only have so much, and I know I'm good. I know I can compete. I know I can wrestle. I just need to do it. And so
yeah,
that's how he kind of ended up at St. Cloud State is like he knew he was good enough to compete and he wanted to show his abilities.
hmm
So he
absolutely,
went somewhere that he could do that and he's thriving now. And so, no fault of your own for not wanting to stay in a place where you may or may not get to show off your abilities. Like you put in just as much work as everyone else. You want to show what you can do. But
yeah,
anyway, just you just blind transferred to Oklahoma. Like I'm kind of a little blown away. A little bit.
yeah. It was crazy. Yeah, it was definitely an uncomfortable process. Not really knowing what I was getting into, but I mean, it definitely helped that Jake was getting recruited, so he talked a
Yeah.
lot with the coaches, and Caliendo was at NDSU, so I talked to him a little bit because all these coaches were his coaches. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're a bunch of great dudes. Like I loved wrestling with him. I was like, so that kind of eased the process for me a little bit.
Did you even look like any, because it sounds like this was a last minute decision. Did you look anywhere else really or
Not really, honestly. And I mean, yeah, there wasn't really much time because it was kind of I had to go now.
yeah.
I mean, even the time I did it, Oklahoma started school a week before Iowa, so I was already by the time I got down there, I was a week and a half late into classes.
No way.
Yeah, so but I mean, it kind of worked out. Like they lost in
Yeah.
'97, I wanted to go down in '97, and kind of just fit right in. It was easy.
Wow. What a story.
Yeah.
I'm glad it worked out,
Yeah.
like
Me too. Yeah.
um yeah, I mean, hmm.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of
Jake,
crazy, but
yeah, and Jake is committed to Illinois now, correct?
yep. Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. He's an interesting cat, man.
Is he really?
Oh yeah. But he's a good kid.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of half the wrestlers. Like they're different. They're good. Like they're good guys. There's nothing wrong with.
Mhm.
They're just yeah, man. They're just you got to be a little different to be a good.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the
Um,
truth. No
but
kidding.
I'm glad you found a place that you feel. I'm not saying you didn't feel these things at Iowa, but like that you feel valued. That that you feel like you can show off your wrestling abilities that you worked hard to perfect.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
So as far as like this year's going, um, are you taking a red shirt or anything? Because I've only seen Juan Moore wrestle. That's why I'm kind of
Yeah.
asking. Yes,
No, not as of right now.
I
The
didn't know if
plan
like a
is to
medical
actually
red shirt happened, or anything because of the shoulder.
we talked about it, but I don't really know how that process works, so we're kind of
Okay.
just slow playing it. But I think if that's out of the cards, the plan is for me to wrestle this weekend, maybe head up to
Ooh,
the Soldier
really?
Salute. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, you're gonna head back to the soldier salute.
That's what we're talking about, but nothing's official yet.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
the
that'd be kind of
opportunity to
cool.
compete, yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
yeah, compete in Extreme Arena, and maybe your family can come, and you'll have some supporters there. When you made the decision to transfer, did you, um, how do I say this? Like, were people supportive? Did you also feel like some people turned their back on you in a way? Like, did you
Not
feel,
really,
okay.
actually. I think the people I was close with in my life kind of understand the whole situation. And like
Yeah.
if I mean, if this is what you think is best for you, then yeah, we're 100% with you.
Mhm.
I think everyone that's close with me was equally as like how do I say this? I don't know. They were everyone was pretty skeptical. But I don't
About you
know.
just transferring to Oklahoma?
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I could see it. Yeah, yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, they're all like everything's gonna work out.
Mhm.
Just we know how you are, and everything's gonna be okay. And I was like, yeah. So just went through it.
That's, yeah. I mean, is there, I'm trying to just think, like, is there anyone else from Iowa on the Oklahoma roster?
Kofax Christensen, one of our
Oh,
25
right.
founders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. From Waukee, right?
And then he doesn't like to admit it, but DJ Parker lived in Bettendorf for a little bit. He went to Moline though.
What?
He lived in Bettendorf for a little bit, so
I went to Moline?
yeah. Well, he like it was just like his senior year. His family moved to Bettendorf for a little bit, and then he stayed at Moline. But he doesn't like to admit he's an Iowan.
Wow.
Yeah.
DJ Parker's an Iowan.
Yeah.
Nice. Good for him.
Yeah. No kidding. He doesn't like it, but
Well, why
it's
not?
part of him.
Why not? What's
He
wrong with being
he
an
he,
Iowan?
he thinks Illinois is the place to be, man. He's a little.
Okay, we're talking about Moline here, okay? It's not like, we're talking about Moline.
Hey, I try to tell him this, but
Like,
he's stubborn. He's stubborn, man.
yeah. Well, I'm glad everything's working out and that, like I said, you found a place that seems to fit you, and they got good football down there too. So, I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah,
got to be kind of fun because you're a
that
football
doesn't
guy.
hurt at all.
Yeah, exactly. So, as far as like the future goes, I mean, have you thought much about life after wrestling?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm able to, I would like to try and compete, especially with all the opportunities that there are now, like with
Yeah.
RAF and Claw. Like there's just more and more
Oh,
growing opportunities. Like I mean, I'm just thinking, you know.
yeah, yeah,
But,
RAF, huh? Okay.
yeah. So I'm on the fence on really what I want to do if my body holds up. I mean, I
Yeah.
figure why not try and compete a little bit after college. It's what I love
Yeah.
to do. I only have so much time to do it.
Yeah. What were you doing at the OTC?
We had the opportunity to have a couple guys come out and just work out, and ended up it was like a big guy sort of thing. So I had a lot of great partners to go out there and work with.
Really? And you just you just like how did you have that opportunity? Because
I
I
think,
when I saw you there, I'm like, this is random and like,
yeah.
you
Well,
know,
especially since like yeah, season just started. Like we missed our first couple practices of the season, but it ended up working out that I'm not sure who called him, but someone called Coach Kish. Was like, hey, if you guys are able to send a couple, we'd love to have a couple guys come down.
nice.
So he he texted our little like team group chat and gave me a call and he was like, hey, do you want to go to OTC and like this weekend or like next week, whenever it was? I think it would be a great opportunity for you. There's gonna be a lot of good guys there, like your size, that you could roll around with. I was like, yeah, I mean, sign me up. So then we just hopped in a car and made the trip.
Oh, you drove up here.
Yeah.
Who else came with you?
Carter Schmidt and DJ Parker. So one
Okay.
little guy and then DJ, our 97 pounder.
The Iowan.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. Nice. Yeah, because I also you guys were playing spike ball afterwards too.
Mhm.
It- I just got a kick out of like you guys were doing what just like some team stretching or whatever, like stretching out your partner, and he was making like these these exotic faces. I was like, I don't know if this is hurting him or if he's just trying to look mean. Like, I don't know. But Jordan Wood seems like a character. But
Oh yeah, he's a funny dude. No, it was a lot of fun rolling around with him. He's
yeah.
he's really good and he keeps it light.
Yeah. Did you stay at the training center then?
Yeah. Yeah, we stayed we were there for what, 4 days or so.
Okay.
So staying in those dorms.
How's that? Is that fun?
They were actually not as bad as I thought. I wish I brought like
Really?
my PlayStation up. I didn't realize we'd have TVs. They were better set up than I thought they would be. I'm not gonna lie.
You didn't think they had TVs?
I thought it would just be like two beds and in a closet, and then that was it. So I didn't really prepare for a whole hotel room.
Let me ask you this before, I kind of let you go here. You came up with the OTC. What's one thing that like you go on trips, all right, for wrestling, obviously, and when you came to the OTC, is there something that like you have to travel with? Like a body pillow or something where you're like, I cannot travel without this. Like this is my life.
I do have like a special little blanket I bring.
Okay.
Not like a blankie, that sounds childish,
Yeah.
but like I have behind me I have like some big old blankets and I can't bring those with me. So I have like it covers a little over half my body. So a nice little blanket I can bring, like just
Mhm.
throw on me in the car. But that's about it.
Yeah. Okay, that's reasonable. Did you
Yeah.
bring it to the OTC?
Of course. I
Okay.
have to. Can't travel without it.
Yeah. Good. What last question for you here. We talked a lot about wrestling and how it's played a role like, but as far as like other things that you like to do, Bradley, like what else besides wrestling do you do to sort of unwind, take your mind off wrestling, just decompress, recover, whatever it may be?
I like to play a lot of video games.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, I bought this PC. I gotta get my money's worth. So
Yeah.
I hang out with like buddies on Discord, and we'll hang out and play games. Or when the weather's good, I like to golf a lot too.
Really?
Especially down here in Oklahoma, you can golf a lot longer. So that's
Yep.
that's a lot
Yep.
of fun.
Are you any good?
I'm not bad.
Okay.
I would not say I'm good, but I can
Yeah.
I can hit a golf ball.
Okay. What games do you play on your PC then?
I play some COD. I have this one. I'm a big Star Wars guy. I have this one
Okay.
Star Wars game I play, and then some like Fortnite, or I'll play some Skate.
Skate is that like kind of sounds like Tony Hawk Pro Skater in a way.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just a skating game. A couple of my buddies play it from back home.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like a chill game. Like I can sit
Yeah.
back in my chair and just hang out. I don't really It doesn't really take much of my mental capacity.
Yep. Yep. My wife plays a game. Um she plays like The Sims, and that's kind of her game where she can just like zone out,
Oh yeah.
and just like it's a like what does she call it? Like a mind, I don't know, like a mind numbing game or something where she just doesn't have to think. But
Oh,
um,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. Does anyone call you Brad? I wanted to ask you that earlier. I kind of forgot. Like, or do you
Not
just go
really.
by
I mean,
Bradley?
I mean, I don't really care. Most people just call me Bradley. I'll get some Brads, but not really, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Okay. What do you think of that? If someone goes, "Hey, Brad," you're like, what?
I mean, if it's someone I don't really know, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? But I mean, it's just whatever. It's just shorten it up. I'll get a lot of. I don't really get Brad, but I'll get a lot of Brad Hill is what I'll get, like the full.
Brad Hill?
Yeah, I don't know why they have to add the last name in, but it just rolls off the tongue, I guess, man.